It's good to have you all joining. It's good to have you all in here. Doc, it's good to see you. Roberta, good to Shabbat, good to have you, Noel. Deborah. Hey, Craig, what's up, Craig? Edwina, good to have you, Francine, for music. Herman. Good to see you in Herman. I go ahead. Maxine, hey Max, how you doing, Maxine? Deandra, how you doing? Who else we having here? Hey Darren, incoming president, sir. How are you, Robin? Robin Hayes.
I'm here. Hi there, everybody.
All right. How you doing, Magnana?
Okay. Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'll be over here.
Good afternoon.
Hi, what a pleasure it is to be here today. And we want to commence this meeting. So this meeting is officially commenced. And as a result of that, I would like to call Danny Huck. And he'll come now to do invocation. And he's going to do the loyal toast.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotary. Let us stand for the Rotary grace. We beseech thee, our heavenly Father, to bestow thy grace upon this meeting as we enjoy fellowship one with another. May we grow in stature so that we may be able to give more to our friends in Rotary, and in turn give strength to the ideals of Rotary in the service of mankind. Amen.
Amen.
And for the loyal toast to the King and the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
To the King and Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Danny, for that. We do appreciate that. Again, I wish to say welcome to one and all, and to all of you who are here, and then to all of you who are there, and there in our cyberspace world. You're somewhere out there. But we trust and hope that all of you are having a wonderful time. Indeed, I must say what a pleasure it is to be back in the sunny Bahamas. Last week, Tuesday, was my birthday, so I want to thank all of you who sent your warm congratulations and comments and birthday wishes. Thank you so much. I was in another place, in a very, very cold place. And boy, I tell you, it was cold. It's nothing like the Bahamas, hey? Nothing like the Bahamas. I mean, it's just so sunny and so warm. But trust me, there are some places that are cold and frigid. And so is the people. But we're back to the sunny Bahamas. Boy, unfortunately, I think the cake get left on the plane next time. That's what Madam President asked me for, the cake. But indeed, it's a pleasure. I want to just welcome all of us here. What a wonderful time it is to gather here again. Again to share on the network and just say hi, to hi to each other. I am just, Madam President, that we can have more persons, come in person. It does us a disservice when you're not in person. I really try to make an effort along with the fellow Rotarians who I see our regular faces every day or every Tuesday to try to make it out. Try to make it out because it's all about networking and socializing and I can tell you we have a crew here that really enjoys that. Sheila, Joanne and Tony now joining them. Tony Wallace. So they find a good time to just touch base once a week, and so we do commend them for that. Do we have any visiting Rotarians on the call at this time? Maybe in person, but do we have any visiting Rotarians on the call? What a pleasure it'll be to just welcome you. Rotarian Kino, you navigating us through. Do you see any visitors on the call?
Let me see,
would
anybody
like to
visiting
have
with
them
us on the
Open
call?
up their mics and just say hi.
Any visiting Rotarians, please open your mics and acknowledge who you are.
Okay, so we have Rotarians. Do we have any visitors or fellow Rotarians? Do we have any non-Rotarians or visitors? And we would like to just say
Hold
hi
on,
to me.
we have someone raise their hand.
Okay, who's raising their hand?
iPhone, please identify who you are.
Okay, we have someone with an iPhone raising their hand. Could you open your mic and just introduce yourself to us, please?
I have a former classmate who is visiting. He's on this Noel Pratt. I know him as Van Dyke Pratt. He would have been our speaker today, but he has Mr. Devo filling in for Van Dyke. You can say hello.
Hello, good afternoon to everyone. Grateful to be here.
Is that my good friend, the Reverend Van Dyke?
That is correct.
Man, I got the voice. Van Dyke, man, it would have been a pleasure to see you today. And then we would look forward to hearing from you, but I understand. Thank you so much, man. So much.
I'm in the frigid cold.
Okay. You too. Come up, my friend. Make sure your mole is covered up. Because I forget didn't cover my mole and I came down with a nasty cold. But anyway, you enjoy it, man. Bundle up and stay safe and safe travels. Anyone, Madam President? Okay, we have no one else on the call visiting with us. Well, welcome to your family, and we're here for a great treat today. We're gonna have a great presenter, and I'm quite sure the information we glean today will be helpful if not to us, helpful to some other child there who you might know. Okay, so without further ado, I'd like to call the Madam President, who will come now and bring our further remarks. Thank you so much.
Thank you for getting us started. And thank you to Francina for getting us in the Valentine mood. That was some nice music. I saw Kino swaying as you came in, so thank you very much. My remarks are going to be brief because I did get a video clip from our presenters today, so I want to play just an extract. So give me pull that. I'm not hearing you. Hold on. I think I may have done that wrong.
You look at the program actually today, would you say that the program today is still relevant and has a significant impact for the students of today?
Most definitely, I would say that the program plays a major role in what is happening now. Not even just the growth that it has encountered from the prizes to now, the growth of the number of students, the population that's impacting. If you look at social media, if you look at our news outlets, there's so much negativity that is being highlighted. And for when you have something that focuses on the positive with the students, because I feel as though the primary school is a foundation.
Right.
So if you have something that focuses on that, it is well perceived, and students can take it on as they move in their life.
Yes, it definitely does. It definitely, especially, I guess, as those who are now in the program, the student of the year, to see former student of the year in the program coming, who's in the program now, coming back to volunteer, to give their hand and whatever they could do.
Right.
Like, when we meet these kids and when the ceremony come and you talk to them, I think when you talk to them, they see, oh, this was someone who was once in in the position that I'm in now, and they making a difference. I think that was some way help them along the way as they get older and go into high school and then eventually leave school and make that career choice. I think that too would play a factor in them. Would be like, I remember when I was in the Student of the Year program, and there was someone who was there once there in my same footsteps that I were in, and now making a difference in other students' life. I would like to want to be like them. Like, you'll be surprised how you could impact someone's life just by speaking to them, or they seeing you doing something.
It's vitally important. It's one of the reasons why I keep connecting to the program, I keep coming back, is because, life is all about what we focus on. If you focus on all the bad stuff, all the things, if you focus on the successes of young children, if you encourage them, if you tell them that they're going in the right direction and focus on the good things they do, they'll become good young adults, good leaders in our community. And especially because there still, I think, exists a pocket where there's not much else for kids of that age. It's incredibly important.
Absolutely, I think it's still relevant. Simply because the impact it had on me and where I was able to go, and even the fact that afterwards I was looking for a way to get back involved in the Student of the Year competition. It shows that they do have an impact in the community. So it's still relevant now. And especially it gives students opportunities that they may not otherwise have, because after that they still get scholarships. You may get to go to certain schools that you wouldn't have in the past. So it's...
Well, I mean, just the fact that the program still exists and it's grown and it's thriving shows you the relevance, shows you the importance. Things don't last 20 and 30 years if they aren't relevant. And so that alone, I think, shows the relevancy. To my knowledge, it still perhaps is one of the only, if not the only or preeminent, awards and sort of recognition organization for students at the primary school level. So I think it's crucially important, as I said, in those very impressionable years to provide that support, that guidance, that encouragement to young people, so that even at that young age, they know that what they're doing is not in vain.
All right. So my apologies, Van Dyke. I labeled everyone else except you. So Van Dyke was the one who was asking the questions. Okay. But this gives you a little highlight about the program. And I do want to put in a shameless plug right now. Student of the Year in Freeport, my niece is Lara. She was just named yesterday. I did tell I was gonna put it in there, so she's very excited. So hopefully she'll amount to a lot of the things that we saw at the person there. Okay. All right. So with that, Falia, you can go on to do your secretary's update, please. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. For the secretary updates today, just wanted to inform everyone that we are still awaiting some payments for the RCN rushing into the New Year function. Also wanted to inform you that the RCOB high school debate starts this weekend. So for those who are able to support, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, the eyeglasses are being distributed in Cat Island this weekend. President Chantel, along with Dr. Anita, they will be present. And I guess anyone else who was able to purchase a ticket last minute to join them for the weekend. And that is up for the secretary's update. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. And now we'll call for Kino. Kino will come now and update us on the membership.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's good to see all of you again today. We're excited because we have 2 anniversaries to celebrate today and 2 birthdays. And of course, we have Yvonne is celebrating her first year. Is Yvonne on today? Yvonne, are you on? If you're on, just say hello, wave your hand if you're on today. I think Tamara's in. Tamara's celebrating February 1, her first year. Tamara, are you on today? Okay, that's the Kid Island folks. Well, it's good to have both of you celebrating your first year with RCN and especially our satellite club in Kid Island. And of course, we have two persons celebrating their birthdays today. We have past President and Charlene. I was looking for Charlene to do our dance. She is here. Come, Charlene. Past President Charlene, your birthday is February 3rd. So we dancing today. So come to the front. Come to the front. And we have PP Jim. You know, she's the dancer queen after we had our Junkanoo rush out. I mean, Charlene was dancing up at the Junkanoo, one family, I think it was. She's all over the place dancing. So Charlene, come to the front quick.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. How old am I now? My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. So I can party all night.
Listen, in RCN, we have a lot of fun. Listen, I came in here today. I was listening to the love music and I just got carried away. I went over to give Sheila a hug and Sheila told me, listen, don't hug nothing you can't afford. Say, don't hug nothing you can't afford. Oh, that don't you think can't afford? He said, if you can't afford, don't hug. I say, Lord, I look at my wallet. I say, not what you can't afford. I look at my wallet and I say, no, I don't have enough money. Listen, it's a pleasure to be with you as you enjoy your meals. Like, as I said to our guest speaker who came in this morning, I'm so happy that he's here. Ricardo was, I mean, he has a passion for education. And I said, one of the young men that was actually on the video this morning is working with my company. And it's just amazing to see when you deposit in the lives of people, the same way RCN. The Rotary Club of Nassau for 61 years has deposited in the lives hundreds of thousands of Bahamians and non-Bahamians and residents because we consider everyone family. So again, thank you for being a part of the RCN Club and making a difference in our community and connecting with organizations like the Student of the Year Award. Again, enjoy your meal.
Okay, in the interest of time, we get a break for 5 minutes so we can have a meal, some chit chat, and then we'll get back to you with the guest presentation. Thank you.
I think you need to bring the music back up. Oh, Francina need to bring the music back up. See this through here.
Sorry, I've been impressed something.
Got this feeling down deep in my soul and I just can't lose. Guess I'm on my way. Needed a friend in the way I feel now. I guess that I'll be with you to the end. Guess I'm on my way. I might be glad to stay. I'm stuck on you. Been a fool too long. I guess it's time for me to come home. Guess I'm on my way. So hard to see that a woman like you could wait around for a man like me. Guess I'm on my way. I might be glad to stay. And I know just where I'm going. Pack up my troubles and I'll throw it all away. Cause this time, little darling, I'm coming home to stay. Got this feeling down deep in my soul and I just can't lose. Guess I'm on my way. Need a friend in the way you feel now. I guess that I'll be with you till the end. Guess I'm on my way. I might be glad to stay. Everybody needs a little time away. I heard her say from each other. Even lovers need a holiday. Far away from each other. Oh, now it's hard for me to say I'm sorry. I just want you to stay. After all that we've been through, I will make it up to you. I promised you. And after all that's been said and done, you're just the part of me you can't let go. Couldn't stand to be kept away just for the day from your body. Wouldn't wanna be swept away, far away from the one that I love. Oh, now it's hard for me to say I'm sorry. I just want
more, our minds going someplace else. And then you get some who get mad. You know, when you play them kind of music, you get someone who happy and cheerful, then you get someone who vexed and screw and mad. Because all of them songs remind us about some places and some people. Some we will never see again. Oh boy, I tell you. It's like I heard the jokes, fella said, the person who moved the February the 30th and February the 31st of the calendar, please come back and move February the 14th. Oh boy, I tell you, oh man, I can remember when I was a young man, boy, February the 14th was terrifying, was too many people to please. Oh boy, when you young boy said, boy, you all over the place, boy. Who should get the flowers? Who should get the chocolate? Who shouldn't get none? All that back in the past, Madam President. Young man. So February 14th brings some very fond memories, and then not so fond. Thank you very much. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of time, that's why it's so good to be in person, because if we're in person, you know, we can extend some things and we can communicate more. But now we have to go on because we have some Rotarians who are on the court. But we're going to now ask Samita now to come, Rotarian Samita to come now and ably introduce our dynamic guest speaker. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Rotarian Wayne. Good afternoon. It gives me great pleasure and privilege to introduce a young man, I call him, who I've known for a period of time and who's very dynamic in everything he executes. Ricardo P. DeVoe, Deputy Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, President and CEO for Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Foundation. Ricardo P. DeVoe is a graduate of the R.M. Bailey Senior High School, Bethune-Cookman College, with a Bachelor of Science degree in psychology, and also Nova Southeastern University with a Master of Science degree in Human Services with specialization in Human Resource Management. In 2009, he delivered the commencement address at the Bethune-Cookman University and was awarded honorary doctorate of humane letters. He is only the second Bahamian and one of the youngest individuals to deliver the coveted commencement address. In 2012, he received the government fellowship at Peking University, China, and was awarded the certificate in public administration. He also received the certificate in leadership from the University of the Bahamas. He is employed with the Bahamas government since 1992, currently stationed at the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training as Deputy Permanent Secretary with responsibility for the school security, busing, and labor relations. Yearning to impact his community and his country, Ricardo was instrumental in the establishment of the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Awards program. The awards program has recognized over 3,000 of the best and brightest primary school students and awarded over $2.2 million worth of scholarships and prizes since 1997. He currently serves as president and CEO of the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Foundation, a nonprofit volunteer organization. He is the recipient of numerous awards, including Bethune-Cookman College 1989 through 90 Student of the Year, Nova Southeastern University, Ricardo DeVoe Spirited Award, an annual at the university named in his honor. One of 7 finalists in the 1992 Florida College Student of the Year, 1996 Most Distinguished Youth Leader Award presented by Dr. Miles Monroe, 2004, First Caribbean International Bank, Bahamas Unsung Hero, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, Inc. Woo, geez. 2006 Centennial Brother of the Year for the Bahamas. 2019 Hubert Edwards Global Leadership Excellence Award. The 2022 Bridget Francis Award. He was presented by the Governor General. The country's volunteer award for over 30 years of his national volunteerism. His leadership services includes deputy chair for the National Training Agency, immediate past chairman and member. The R.M. Bailey Senior High School Board past president and director. Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, Iota Epsilon and Lambda chapter. Immediate past chairman and member. The Greenville Preparatory School Board, and the first international and the first Bahamian to be appointed as a director, the J.C. Rawls Florida Federation of Alpha Chapters, the Educational Foundation. Let me breathe. This stellar, they stellar achievement. I don't think Vice President, sir, as he served very well with me as I was the president for a few years with QC's PTA. Let us give a rounding applause for our guest speaker for this afternoon, Ricardo DeVos, the Honorable.
No, don't do that. But I would say right now, it is a pleasure to be here, and I am representing my chairman, Mr. Van Dyke Pratt, who had to leave the country on but I will do what Elizabeth Taylor said to her husband, I shan't keep you long. I shan't keep you long. It is indeed an honor and a privilege to be here today to speak about an awards program that I find, or what I would say is truly a program that has impacted the lives, as they say, of over 3,000 students. In 1997, I was serving as president of the Nassau Bahamas Pan-Atlantic Council, which is the governing body for fraternities and sororities in the Bahamas. And we all know when you're a president of an organization, we all want to have a legacy. We want to leave something behind. And so in 1996, I told them that I was a part of a program in Florida where I was in the Florida College Student of the Year Awards program. I was one of 7 finalists. There were 6 females and this one lone male from the Bahamas. And I said, boy, when I get back home, I'd like to establish a program like that. Well, in 1996, I was working, ironically, at that time at the Ministry of Education. And the minister was Dame Ivy DeMont. And Dame Ivy DeMont was a former educator, former primary school principal. And I told her about my organization, wanted to establish the Student of the Year program. And she said, right, I'll always remember, that was early in the morning. She says, Ricardo, you all should consider primary school. Now, at that time, no one was actually doing anything about primary school students. And so in 1997, we had 31 students who were nominees for the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year. We went to Government House, so our Turnquest was the Governor General, and we thought we were doing something grand. And we were proud. Our chest was off. This was our first student of the year. And so our Turnquest told us that we were never to come back to Government House with all students from New Providence and call it Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year. So in 1998, we had our second cohort. And this year we had 58. And this time we had students from New Providence, Exuma, Grand Bahama, and Eleuthera. And that is the start of how we got our small start. But I want to tell you, in 1997, when we had those 31 students, it was a big deal of honoring students. But in 1998, and you heard on the tape, the first young lady who spoke was Sankisha Pinder. She was our 1998 4th runner-up, and she was from St. Thomas More. Today, she is the principal of a school, 1998. The next person you saw on that screen was Dr. Chanel Adley. In 2004, she was a student at Naomi Blatch Primary School, a government school in the inner city. She is now Dr. Chanel Adley, out of the inner city of Clean Town. Her star, she was a semi-finalist. The next young man you saw on that screen was Zachary Lyons. He was a 2002 sixth grader at Queens College, and he was the student of the year. Today, he is an investment banker partner at Marlins Advisory. These are, and I can't stop there because I know your good Rotarian, would kill me if I leave this one out. Serial Roll, who was also on the screen, he is 2002 sixth runner-up from Carlton, Francis. And today he is the IT, certified IT at Colino.
Right.
A young man got his start right here in the student of the year, and he was sixth runner-up. And this is the type of persons who are in our country. And the last young man that you saw on the stage was on the screen today was Senator, the Honorable Barry Griffin, who in 1998 was the 13th runner-up representing St. Thomas More Catholic Primary School. He is the youngest individual to have been appointed as the Vice President of the Senate. These are alumni of the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Awards program. Our primary goal, as I said, we have recognized over 3,000 of the best and brightest. The Primary School Student of the Year Foundation is committed to recognizing and encouraging academic excellence and leadership development among the who's who in primary schools in our educational system. Through this prestigious awards program, we seek to reward, encourage, inspire these students in their pursuit of excellence. And one of the things that we want to tell you is that, and those books, I know some of you say, well, oh Lord, how you can carry that big heavy book? Yes, that's a gift from the foundation. You can have it. That's our annual, we call it our annual booklet. And in that booklet, you would see that we have our nominees in there. We have our past nominees, because what our organization have done since 1997, we track our students. And so we were able to tell you, okay, if Keno was in our program and what he's doing now, because we want to be able to inspire the current set of nominees in our program. And so if you look in that booklet, the students who are going to graduate, who graduated in our booklet, they would have graduated the class of 2021 and class of 2022. We highlighted those students. We have students now who are becoming medical doctors and CPAs and pastors and teachers. And we want to inspire our students, and that is what our program has done. Our mission statement is the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Awards program recognizes outstanding sixth grade students in the Bahamian educational system, regardless of color, creed, family heritage, island or school representation, nationality, or religious affiliation. So sometimes, and we have had this problem because persons say, well, there's no Bahamian in our school. If we didn't say you had to have been Bahamian to be a part of this program, it has to be that you're in our educational system. And that is, because we have been able to, or having to make sure go to our schools to let them know if that child is the top student in your school, that child is eligible to be a part of this awards program. Again, we don't discriminate against anybody because of their representation. Now, the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year, as I said, was started in 1997 as a committee. In 2004, our organization was incorporated under the Companies Act of 1992 as a fully registered non-profit foundation. In 2001, our organization received a certificate of registration as a non-profit organization for the Non-Profit Act of 2019. So this organization have all, for us, we are governed by articles of association, provide our annual reports, audited financials to determine exactly how our funds are being spent. And so we give that and distribute that to the public so they'll know that our organization is credible. The Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year, as I said, was given birth through the National Pan-Atlantic Council. And we are excited to say that this awards program, we have every year, we have the our nomination process starts in October of each year, where we send out all of our application packages to all the primary schools in the country. And if every single school was to apply, we'll have about 190 nominees, but we have about 100, between 120. Our students, when we submit, they are nominated by their school. So like how the president said, her niece would have been nominated by her school, and now she is representing their school. So she represents the best of her school, and now she will be in this competition. Our deadline for submission is this coming Friday, and so she will be one of hopefully over 100 students. The students had to write a 500-word essay, and this year the essay topic had to deal with the 50th anniversary of independence and how, as a youth, what you would do. They had to submit copies of their report cards from grade 3, 4, 5, and 6. They had to submit newspaper clippings covering 3, 4, 5, and 6, letters of reference from their principal, classroom teacher, civic, or community coach. And then they place all of this into a portfolio. Now, the foundation has been excited because we collect all of these portfolios, and they come with some lovely portfolios. However, no one from the foundation is responsible for judging the competition. We have appointed an independent panel who comes in and review the packages for us, and they determine who the overall winners are. And what happens is that committee, and you would ask in the Bahamas, and if you look at the book that I presented, that booklet is presented the night of the awards program. But I can tell you, everyone wants to know how come for the past 27 years that we are able to keep the secret of who is the winner of the Student of the Year with no one know it. And this is the Bahamas. Well, we have been able to, we have a system for the last, I say 26 years that we've worked, and hopefully it will continue, where we have an independent panel who review. When they review, they seal and they send their results to an accountant, the chief tally judge, who's a CPA. Those results are then sealed and they are brought back to the chairman and myself and the chairperson of the judging panel, who they will tell us these are how the students rank. And again, that is under tight that even our foundation board of directors members are not aware until the night off. So there are roughly about 7 or 8 persons who it has worked for 26 years. And so I hope it continues to work beyond the time that we have tried to make sure keep that as the best kept secret. One of the things that we have for the organization, because my former colleague Miller has asked, is that do we give scholarships? And let me tell you, our chairman, who was supposed to have been the speaker today, Van Dyke Pratt, one of his goals when he became chairman of our organization was that we wanted a time when every single child in this awards program would actually walk up stage as a winner. Now, we have always been, every year since 1997, every child receives a participation trophy. They receive a trophy if they place in the awards program. COVID, and we have a big ceremony, and if anyone have ever seen, it's carried live on our national television, and also if you've ever had a child in it, or if you've ever known someone in it, that event has about at least when we were prior to COVID, at least about 2,000 persons, family members who come out to cheer on these students. And our last big ceremony was in 2019 at Bahamas Faith Ministry. And if anyone have ever been in there, that room was full to capacity with the 120 students that we had in the awards program. That year, we were able to offer 100 students at a minimum of $1,000. And the remaining students, they received laptops. I felt bad, and some of us felt bad because we weren't able to give all of the students at least $1,000. And one of the students said, I am happy that I'm a part of the group that got the computer because that's mine. If I'd gotten a scholarship, that'd have been mommy and daddy. And at sixth grade, I was just thinking like that, but he was happy that he was a part of the group that got the computer because it was his. But in the height of COVID 2020, we were about to have our 2020 awards program, and we were all excited. We had brought the students in, and anyone who would remember, we were in the height of COVID, and we were about to have our big award ceremony. All the students had been flown in, and we were having this award ceremony in June of 2020. And then the Prime Minister announced on Friday that the country was shutting down Friday night. And we had students in town for our awards program. And we had to work with the competent authority to try and how we were going to have an awards program. At about 2 a.m., we were able to finally get permission to have a virtual program. Now, mind you, none of this is planned. And we had, so live at 5, we had an awards program. And we were able to try and pull off because you couldn't, only a certain amount of persons could be in the place. And so we had the top 5 winners and their parents to come in. And of course, that was the biggest trying to tell how you can tell Keno parents and they could come and no one else. But we had that year, we were able to recognize the students virtually. But in 2020, in the COVID, that was the first year we were able to recognize every single child got a minimum of $1,000. Each one of the 100 nominees. 2021, we were back in COVID. And we were again nervous that COVID would knock this program out. And we had 102 students. And we got more money than we got in 2020. God has been good.
It's good. It's good. Excellent.
Every child in 2021 was able to get a minimum of $1,000. That year, we were able to give out over $150,000. And now we were in 2022, and we were again worried about what is going to happen. But I want to tell you, when you have faith-based people who believe and who know that God is going to make a way, our chairman is one of those persons, Van Dyke Pratt, Minister Van Dyke Pratt, who is a faith believer. And he said, this year we are going to do the same. And in 2022, we were able to give out $205,000 in scholarship last year in the pandemic. And every single child, and that booklet you will see, every single child got a minimum of $1,000. Now that child who is at a school and you would say, well, okay, where is he going to use this $1,000? That $1,000, if he or she is going to a private school, is paid into that school as their tuition. And it's a one-time award. But if they're not going into a private school, they're able to get all of their school books, their school supplies. And guess what? Some students, that is the greatest help that you can give them. The greatest help. And one of the things that our organization is like, person says, I want to help. Like, my good friend, Keno said, Ricardo, I only could write you a $5,000 check. I mean, that's all but that isn't, I mean, you see the different levels of support. You can give a scholarship at $1,000, a travel sponsor at $100, that could bring a child in from the family islands. $25 is a trophy. And as we say, every bit helps. And so it isn't like say, okay, I can't give a scholarship. No, you can be an impact in this awards program. I don't even have $25. If you have $5, that can add up with someone else to make a donation for a trophy. And so again, every little help, every little bit helps. And last year, we were able to say how in our awards program, as I said, every single child got a minimum of $1,000. Let me tell you, we had the top 20 students in our awards, the top 25 students in our awards program last year, each received a computer in addition to their scholarship amount. The student of the year winner last year received a $7,000 scholarship. The first runner-up received a $6,500. And I don't know if you, any of you like me, but a $7,000 scholarship or one-time award would be a good help to ensure that I don't have to pay that set of fees for that year or that semester, or that, depends on where the child is. But every child in the top 25 got a computer. The top 10 all received a $100 gift certificate to buy shoes from Clark's. And these were companies that were given and supporting the awards program. And so again, it is all about inspiring our awards program. And as I said, this coming Friday is the deadline for persons to submit their portfolios. In March, we'll have our deadline for the receipt of our scholarship funding, and our awards program this year will be on June 9th and 10th. And again, we'll make sure to send an invitation, and I'm sure the president will convince you all to do at least something to help the Bahamas primary school student of the year awards program.
No pressure, right?
No pressure, no pressure. Just want to let you know that our organization, as I said, we are all volunteers, and we all have full-time jobs. Our chairman is Mr. Van Dyke Pratt, who is his real job. He is a minister in his church. I am the president, and I am Deputy Permanent Secretary of Ministry of Education. And of course, sometimes the roles get conflicted because people think that this is my real job. This is not my real job. This is my volunteer job that I don't get paid for, but I love. Our Vice President of Administration and Corporate Secretary is Dr. Chanel Adley. We are indeed, she is the second former nominee to actually serve on our board of directors. So you're good when you can have your former nominees who are now joining your organization to assist. And as I said, she is our Vice President of Administration and Corporate Secretary. Cece LaFleur is our Vice President of Programs, and she has been on board with the organization for almost 20 years. Andre Moss, another person who has been on for almost 20 years. He's our Vice President of Development, ensuring that we get all of our funds in. Dr. Cindy Dorset, she's our Vice President of Operations, and again, helping to ensure that we stay in place. Stankisha Pinder was the young lady who you met on the video. She was in 1998, our fourth runner-up, and as you can see now, she's our Vice President of Communication. Our second, and she was the first former nominee to actually become a board director. So she will have a greater appreciation. She actually able to say, well, this is how I felt. And she will tell you, she was fourth runner-up in 1998, and she said her prize in 1998, her fourth runner-up, was an ice cream cake from TCBY. But I just 1 second. Our fourth runner-up this year, let me see how much the fourth runner-up received. The fourth runner-up received $5,000 scholarship. Our first runner-up received $3,500. Our second runner-up, we had tied to that, they each received $6,000 each. And our fourth and fifth received $5,000 each. We had about 10 students who received $3,000. We had about 15 who received $2,000. About 20 who received $15,000. And the others received $1,000. We are doing a work to inspire this country's next set of leaders. And I know that today, as I end, I will tell you a quote that I saw about 35 years ago. And it says that in 100 years, it will not matter how many degrees I had, what type of car I drove, what type of house I lived in, what type of clothes I wore, if I did not make a difference in the life of a child. And so for me and my board directors, it is about making a difference in the life of a child so that they can make an impact in this country. And I thank you very much.
Right.
Okay, we can do better than that, we can do better than that, we can do better than that, Rotarians. Yes, 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 what a dynamic presentation, eh? Insightful presentation. I mean, so much has been done. I can tell you, I know Ricardo personally, and he's that kind of gentleman. Also know Reverend Van Dyke Pratt, both of them very, very able and capable and with the utmost integrity. And so we want to at least, support them wherever we can. But are there any questions from the floor or on the call? Any questions? Yes, we have questions. Question on the floor?
Thank you for the presentation. All of the requirements are in the book, yes? Yes. Okay, and that's starting at sixth grade? Sixth grade. I got one more year.
Right, that's it. Try to get the children in, man. If I tell you, if I have children of school age now, I'd be plugging for that. $7,000 and you gotta pay. Wow. Good stuff.
All the, Dr. DeVoe, very good presentation. Are all the sponsors only private, or do you get from government, or is it only private?
It's for us, we send out our appeals to everybody. The government supports private individuals. Persons, we're talking about the scholarship. I'll take, for instance, in 1999, I had a brother who got killed, and so my family has decided that every year that we will give a $1,500 scholarship, and that's how we have been. And so a lot of times we have persons who are saying, okay, my mom was a teacher, and I want to honor her memory. And of course, they're in the book, you get an ad, so you get to see, that who this person is. So again, we are looking for support. And if you can, the president can get to you, then who can get to our chairman, because as I said, every bit helps. It doesn't matter how much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Doctor. Oh, we have one more question.
Oh, I just want to make a little observation, if I might.
Okay.
As a man who's always enjoyed having a beard, I would like to acknowledge Mr. Van Dyke Pratt.
Oh.
Having a Van Dyke beard.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Tony. Thank you once again for Ricardo for coming to speak to us and just sharing your heart and your passion. And I think Rotarians, we can give him another round of applause. You can look at the certificate, which will have delivered to you on behalf of the Rotary, the best club in the Bahamas. Right. And we can say that he can be an honorary Rotarian, correct?
Yeah.
Better yet, come on board.
Membership is waiting.
Sit at your desk and sip your coffee or your tea. Just remember, as you look at the Bahamas Rotary Club of Nassau Month, that we would have assisted, am I in trouble for saying this? We would have assisted the dynamic work that you and your team is doing for the Bahamas at large, making a difference in our community and our young people. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so just before we close out, Felia, you're gonna be leading us in the four-way test?
Four-way test, yes. Can all Rotarians join me in the
Speak up,
four-way
speak up,
test?
speak up.
Can you hear me now?
Nope. Nope.
Hello?
Much better.
Much better.
Okay, all right. Can all Rotarians join me in the four-way test? Of the things we think, say, and do?
Is it the truth?
Is it fair to all concerned?
Will it build goodwill and better friendship?
Better friendship?
Will it be
beneficial to all concerned?
And lastly?
Will it be funny?
Okay, and now when we all stand as we raise our glasses.
Empty glasses.
Empty or full, yes. To Rotary around the world.
Rotary around the world.
Thank you very much. You may be seated. So just as we're closing out, Valentine actually falls on a Tuesday this year. Typically, the admin committee would have been holding a social in the evening, but we kind of figured it would not be supported at all if we had a. So we're not having a meeting, we will have a lunch meeting, but we will still follow the protocol that we normally do for our social. We will not have a Zoom feature. So you have two weeks notice. Right. Everybody needs to be in person for our Valentine's social, please. Our lunchtime meetings on Tuesday, the 14th. You can't say you don't know. We'll make sure I send out more reminders. But we'll be following the protocol that we normally have for socials. We do not have Zoom. So we will all be in person here on the 14th. Yes, sir.
Now, I know traditionally, if Sheila would have roses for the women.
Yes, yes.
Never for the man's.
Take it up with Sheila. We will have a surprise for the man and them, okay?
Okay.
All right, good. So thank you very much.
Madam President, before you, I would like to motion, if anyone is not here in person, they should be fined.
Oh, I agree with that. What you say, Ty?
Amen.
Amen. Okay. All right, $5 minimum, right?
No, for that meeting it's 10.
Oh, 10 minimum. Oh, excuse me. All right, good.
Past presidents have agreed, their whole
Yes.
team would have agreed.
Okay, good. So in 2 weeks, I'm expecting to see all of you here. There will be no Zoom option. So that's for all your guests. Whoever you want to be bringing in, feel free to bring them here on the 14th. That's in 2 weeks. So thank you very much. With that, we end our meeting.
All right. So Craig, I could definitely want to see you here, Craig. Making all those jokes today, Craig. Yes.
Yes, before everybody
Quickly.
Maxine, we'll invite you to dinner, okay?
Maxine, I expect Maxine invite. Maxine to treat me to dinner. I think Maxine got something to make Craig, you better be here. Where Craig is, Craig still on? Craig, you better be here. Deanne here? I'm sorry, I'm not.
I enjoyed it. You want to take my photos now?
Okay, right here.